All right, let's jump right in. We're about to step into a world you use every single day, but a world you've probably never really seen. It's a place full of hidden histories and secret origins, and it's all right there on the tip of your tongue.
I mean, think about it. We're going to peel back the surface of our own language because buried inside are stories that are honestly stranger than you could imagine, connecting us to a past we never even knew we had.
So this is where the mystery really starts. We think our words are pretty simple, right? But so many of them are packed with puzzles, secrets, and sometimes complete fabrications that have been passed down for generations. And this is the central puzzle we're digging into today. We all have these stories about where our words come from that just feel right. They sound super compelling. But the line between a good story and what actually happened, well, that can get incredibly blurry. To really see what I mean, let's investigate one of the most famous cases out there. It's a phrase you've almost certainly heard, but probably can't quite explain.
Right? It's one of those things, isn't it? The saying, colder than a brass monkey, is everywhere. Online forums, you'll see people debating it endlessly. It feels ancient, nautical, but what does it actually mean?
And here we have it, the most popular explanation you'll find. It's a fantastic story, isn't it? You can just picture it. A Navy ship in the freezing cold, this brass plate shrinks faster than the iron cannonballs, and poof, they go scattering all over the deck. It's so vivid, it makes perfect sense. It's a perfect story.
But yeah, it's just a story. A quick fact check with historical sources, like the U.S. Navy's own archives, shows there's zero evidence this device ever existed. This brilliant tale is what's known as folk etymology. And honestly, this is where things get really interesting. So, if these really compelling stories are often wrong, how in the world do we find the real story? Well, we have to switch gears, from folklore to forensics, from internet theories to the actual science of historical linguistics. Okay, now what's really cool is seeing these two side by side. Folk etymology, that's all about stories that feel emotionally satisfying, that just click. But historical linguistics, that is a whole different ballgame. It is a science. It's not about finding the best story, it's about hard evidence, tracing words through actual written records and comparing them across languages. And this isn't just some abstract idea. There are teams of researchers, like the folks at the Gerson Project at the University of Cambridge, doing this work as we speak, sifting through mountains of ancient texts to build a real, verifiable history of our language. So the way they work is what's so crucial. They don't just guess, they collect, they compare, and they analyze everything. They're looking at spelling, sounds, sentence structure, tracking how a word evolves over time. They're basically linguistic archaeologists, digging through the layers of history. And when these experts apply their methods, what they uncover is often way more shocking and profound than any folktale could ever be. Like, for instance, a massive, hidden treasure trove sitting right in the middle of the English language. You know, the Gerson Project is actually named after one of these discoveries. The word Gersum itself is a Middle English word that was borrowed from Old Norse, and it means treasure, which is the perfect name because that's exactly what they found, a treasure chest of Viking words hiding in plain sight. Just look at this list. Seriously, these aren't obscure, fancy words. We're talking about sky, egg, law, leg, knife, die. These are some of the most basic, fundamental words we use every single day. They feel completely English, but nope. They're direct cultural artifacts, like little linguistic souvenirs left behind by the Vikings centuries ago. And the rabbit hole goes even deeper. It wasn't just nouns and verbs. The Vikings actually changed the grammar, the very structure of our sentences. The pronouns they, their, and them are from Old Norse. Just think about that for a second. Every time you use those words, you are speaking a little bit of Viking. And this isn't just a historical curiosity. Uncovering this history is a serious, large-scale academic effort. The Gerson Project alone was supported with over £345,000 in funding. That just shows you how vital this work is to understanding who we are. So, okay, this is more than just cool trivia. Peeling back these layers of our language tells us a really profound story about our own history and about our identity. What this Viking treasure really shows us is that English has never been pure. Not at all. It's this beautiful, messy, living thing that's been shaped by centuries of migration, invasion, trade, and just
conversation. Every other word is a tiny monument to a moment when different cultures collided. And as the researchers themselves say, this knowledge is empowering. It connects people, especially in parts of the world with strong local dialects, to a really rich and important heritage. It validates their way of speaking, showing that it's not wrong, but that it's a direct, living link to history. So the next time you speak, just listen. Listen closely. You're not just communicating, you're activating a living museum of human history. The real story is always right there, just beneath the surface, waiting for you to find it. You've just taken your first step back out of the twilight zone of language.